On October 18th, 1929, a man was born. This man would become the father of rock and roll. This man would change the music industry forever. And this man could play the guitar just like ringing a bell. This man's name, this legend's name, was Chuck Berry, the father of rock and roll. He was an excellent showsman. He was an excellent guitarist, and he changed the music industry forever. John Lennon once said, if you were to try to give rock and roll a different name, you might call it Chuck Berry. At a ripe old age of 85, Chuck continues to play live shows. He continues to reach the top of Billboard charts even after the test of time. He's even in the Rock Hall of Fame, which might not exist without Chuck Berry today. He may have lost a few years, but he has not lost the rock attitude that he's been playing with since he was in his prime. Chuck Berry is known for his showsmanship, playing and dancing across the stage. He even had his own signature dance move called the duck walk, where he'd get up on one foot and play his guitar across the stage. So to put it basically, the old dude could put on a very entertaining show. His energy and showsmanship is what fans look to in rock today. It is a standard that Chuck Berry has set for all rockers to come. Chuck Berry was the ultimate showsman. There's another thing that Chuck Berry had that is a necessity of rock, and that is his guitar. Chuck Berry was known for playing his Gibson ES 335 on most of the tours that he went on. This ushered in the era of electric guitars. Why this isn't so important is because, think about it, every rock song you've ever listened to has a guitar in it. And like Chuck said in his song, Johnny Be Good, he can play that guitar like a ring in a bell. And let me tell you, Chuck can play the guitar just as well as anyone else. He played these energetic solos, very fast-paced, and they're laced with distortion. And distortion is a thing that is very important to rock and roll today. The harder the distortion, the more harder the music. Distortion is a sound added to the guitar to make it sound dirtier or cleaner, depending on how you change it. And Chuck Berry was one of the first to tinker with this idea, later paving the way for heavier bands such as Jimi Hendrix, who also used distortion, or Metallica, which distortion is a key part of the band. Along with bringing in the era of guitars, Chuck Berry has started a domino effect that he didn't even know about. Chuck Berry has created this huge effect in the music industry that we see even today. Chuck Berry created a distinct sound for himself, but he also created a distinct sound for people to derive different genres of music off of. When Chuck Berry created this genre of rock and roll music, he did something completely new, completely untouched at the time. And he paved the way for so many different genres, such as genres that Jimi Hendrix played in, Led Zeppelin, AC/DC, any rock that you listen to, if people still listen to rock. So the father of rock and roll is not just a cool title for Chuck Berry, it's a well-earned bragging right, saying that Chuck Berry was the first rocker. Everybody remembers the first. Their first love, the first man on the moon. Everybody will remember Chuck Berry for being the first rocker. Everybody will remember Chuck Berry as the father of rock because he had his own distinct sound in music. He was a talented showsman as well as a very talented guitarist. And he was a senior citizen that still rocks out to this day.